Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Reinhardt and I design pop-up books. I'm proud to say that I've lived in LA, I love LA, and I've had the distinct honor of working on a project or two with one of the city's most iconic institutions, the Los Angeles Central Library. Can you believe the library's been around for 100 years? That's right, this year, 2026, it's the year of the library's centennial. And to help celebrate, we've created a book, here it is, that tells the complete story of this important place of learning and discovery in Los Angeles. This whole project began with an idea by my colleague and friend, Christina Rice. She's an author and the senior librarian in charge of the library's photo collection. She, along with illustrator Mirella Ortega, and I wanted to create this special book complete with movable interactive parts and a huge pop-up model of the library building itself that's celebrated the LA Library's first 100 years. The library is more than just a building filled with books, you know. It's one of LA's most important places of learning, where ideas can empower the community, built and maintained over the past century by people with a love of learning. We began our journey creating this book in late 2024, and we were just talking about ideas. How do we tell a library story? You know, it's just more than a timeline of historical events. That could be boring, you know. People, it's about people, and they make up the library stories. The founders, the architects, designers, writers, librarians, citizens, kids. We gathered our ideas together into a rough outline, you know, just words. We wanted to take the readers from the very beginning of the library to present day. We had ideas about visuals and movable pop-up elements, all of that's in there. But most importantly, every book, even one like a pop-up book, starts with ideas and words. Next, I started the paper engineering, and that's designing the actual pop-ups, cutting and folding paper in my studio, taping it together, seeing how all the pieces work, and building my first handmade prototype. We'll look over that prototype, the whole team, and we'll say, this works, this doesn't work, and I'll iron out all the little kinks with the paper engineering to make sure the pop-up works well. I probably have to rebuild and revise the pop-up 2 or 3 times before it's really something I like, and then I get to making the templates so that the pop-up can be remade over and over again. So what I do is I go into Adobe Illustrator, and that's a program that you use on a computer, and I trace all the pieces so that I can remake the pop-up, reprint it out, and work out all those little issues along the way. And then the next step is actually making artist guides to inform the illustrator what pieces are to be made. And it's very difficult to actually draw onto the pop-up itself. So I make sure that they're all flattened out and all the pieces are separate, and that the artist knows exactly what should be on each piece and where the artwork should lay on the pages so that none of the pop-ups are built over any of the text or art. Then Morel started her magic, sketching out ideas for all the illustrations. We collaborated on how to add in simple interactive elements like collector's cards for the library's founders or fold-out flaps, but she was the main force behind that beautiful color artwork. It was really tough for us to narrow down those ideas to fit inside the book. There were enough pages, and the book's talented designer, Becca Loftschi, helped us organize everything into 5 visually stunning interactive spreads. I've got to say that seeing Morel's beautiful artwork aligned with Becca's brilliant graphic design work for each page was really daunting for me, because it was my turn next to take all that art and put it on all the pop-up pieces, put it on the pages so that we could get a final color prototype. So I took all that color artwork and I aligned it with the pop-up templates, and then I added in the text on the pages and the artwork on all the pages. I carefully assembled one finalized color prototype for us to review, and then we looked it over, made sure everything was working right, everything looked right, and it went off along with the digital files, that color prototype, off to the manufacturer and printer for mass production. So it really went from Christina's hands typing out all the words, to Morel's hands creating all that beautiful artwork, to my hands designing all the pop-ups, and then to the hands of all those talented assemblers at the printer to make all the books that go to your hands, holding that book and looking through it and enjoying it. Quite the journey, isn't it? Now, if you're interested in getting your own copy of this limited pop-up celebration of 100 years of the LA Central Library, I've included a link to shop.lfla.org with this video. Thank you to all the wonderful folks who helped make this project possible, who made it a reality. And I want to thank you. Happy birthday, Los Angeles Central Library. Here's to 100 years more.